Welcome to my presentation, Unpack a Standard by Chris Bolger. This is for Catherine Holman. This is Module 6, Unit 1, Activity 1. So the source I've used for this is the Common Core State Standards Initiative. And seeing as I want to be a high school English language teacher, this is from the English Language Arts Standards, the speaking and listening. And this is at the grade 9 and 10 level. So right here, the Common Core State Standards, English Language Arts, Literacy, grades 9 and 10. I came across this one. Come to discussions prepared, having read and researched material under study. Explicitly draw on that preparation by referring to evidence from texts and other research on the topic or issue to stimulate a thoughtful, well-reasoned exchange of ideas. But with that said, I looked down at the next one, and this one caught my eye more. No particular reason. I just like this one. So this was the option 2 from the Common Core State Studies. Work with peers to set rules for collegial discussions and decision making. So for example, informal consensus, taking votes on key issues, presentation of alternative views, clear goals and deadlines, and individual roles as needed. So I highlighted the verbs here, work and set, work with peers and set the rules. And this is also as needed, but I was more focusing up on the work with peers and to set the rules. And then here we have what it's about, the context, the collegial discussions and decision making and clear goals and deadlines and individual roles. Sorry. So moving forward, okay, the big ideas in the standard. So our verbs, the students work with peers to set the rules. So peers set rules for discussion and decision making. Peers set rules for goals and deadlines. Peers set rules for individual roles as needed. So the skills that the students must have, for this particular case, I'm going to focus more on peers set rules for goals. And I would say this would take one lesson in order to get this completed. You can get this done in one class. But this is strictly just peers set for goals. And so back to it, the skills that the students would need, they need speaking and negotiation skills, the ability to create options that are reasonable for the majority, and writing clear and concise rules. So I thought of an activity here that I would implement, and this would start out as a solo activity, and the idea is to focus on the goals of the students. So individually, come up with at least 5 goals that you have that are your own that you would like to achieve by the end of the school year. Now, this also can be broken down into, say, by the next 2 weeks or the next month. It doesn't necessarily have to be the entire school year. If you're working on a unit, you can set some goals with the students on what to achieve by the end of the unit. So anyhow, following this, get into groups of 3 or 4 students and share your goals. And do you have any common goals with your peers? Are there any that surprised you? Like someone had very high goals or someone had very low goals that are very achievable and wouldn't be too difficult for you. So this would be the first activity to assess your goals. And then moving on to activity 2, what we do is we come up with the common goals and discuss how they are achievable. So in your groups, you want to see how you can achieve these goals. And then by achieving the goals, we would implement some rules that would help us to achieve the goals. And are there any new goals that are unique and that you want to speak more about? So if someone has an idea of doing something particularly difficult, is there a way we can come up with a particular rule to get that one done, that particular goal? So the first part, as mentioned in activity 1, would be coming up with individual goals. And then activity 2 would be as a group getting together and making rules that can help attain these goals. The assessment would be to for the students in their groups to create a list of goals and running alongside the list are the list of rules that the students agree upon to follow in order to achieve these goals. I would have the students complete this in contract style, so they would be signing it, and then I would also post it up on the wall, very close for the students to see, so that they can keep at it and it can give them a goal and attain. And so, yeah, that's my presentation in regards to this.